The PlayStation Blackout. It is the new act of defiance going around right now against Sony. If somehow you don't understand why, Sony is the big gaming company, PlayStation 5 and all that. They mostly own electronics. They do electronics and all that. And recently, well, I guess it hasn't been recently, it's been like a month or two now, but they said no more physical disc, all digital media. And if they control all the digital media, that means you don't. And that is a big problem to some people. I see some people downplaying it like it doesn't matter, but eventually down the line, it definitely will matter. Maybe not so much now, but with the release of GTA 6 on the horizon, it will only be a full digital game. People are obviously mad at that. If anything happens to the servers GTA when it gets released, and hackers decide to have a field day with it, guess what? No one is allowed to play. Heck, just look at the leaks going around right now with GTA 6, the cyber leak and all that. He is non-stop leaking everything because he managed to get a copy of it. Apparently, he is doing that because of the physical disc, but he also has a meme coin which he destroyed. So he's like the Robin Hood of good and bad. Sometimes he just switches around. And he even threatened them that he would release the build if they ever, tried to find him and all that. A full online PC build, which means that the PC build is already there. It's already done. They're only not releasing it because Sony has a deal with Rockstar GTA, Take Two, I mean, so that they can get first dibs along with Xbox, console first, then PC later. And in their own words, it was to avoid the leaks. Yeah, real big baloney right there. It was going to get leaked anyway. Everything gets leaked these days. But now people are trying to boycott them. The whole PlayStation blackout is basically no one signed in to PlayStation for a whole week. No PlayStation gaming, no signing into PlayStation Network, no buying digital games. It's fine if you play single player offline, I don't know, like Resident Evil Requiem or something. But for full online, that's a big no-no. It just shows, that people are still playing. And it was only going to last for a week. And, that's fine and all that, a week of defiance. Maybe it would show them. Some people barely have the attention span of a day. They'll be all like, woo, whoa, whoa, fight the power against Sony. And then one day later, they'll be back to playing. They'll be all like, well, I'm pretty bored. I want to play some COD or something. And then they hop straight into their PS5, pay that PS Plus subscription, and call it a day. People don't really want to fight for anything like that. That's a lot of work and it requires a lot of patience. And who knows that will even guarantee change, considering how the backlash against physical discs and Sony basically shitting themselves and then throwing the shit at you like a monkey. They don't care about your response. Hell, they even sent an email to people reminding them that you do not own squat. The digital games that you buy are the license. While which is true on paper and a legal right, that's still pretty scummy that you have to remind people that get fucked is basically their response. You have to remind them that they do not own anything. So that's why this PlayStation boycott is so important to people. So, in the response to that, the people hosting this boycott and all that were all like, well, 1 week isn't enough. You know what we're going to do? We're going to extend this indefinitely. That means forever until PlayStation notices them, senpai. And I'm just gonna say this right now. I am no Sony shill. I played Sony all my life, but even I cannot defend the awful, greedy practices that they are doing. Everything that's coming to them is coming to them, like the leaks and all that. But I cannot say, never turn on the PlayStation that you worked your money on or someone gifted to you. Never turn it back on again. Never play an online game again. That's just impossible. People are not going to do it. That's just way too much dedication and loyalty to the cause and all that. We're not like Templars that would die for their cause or something. 1 or 2 days at best to fight for something that's right, and then we get bored. And it's even the bigger case with, gaming. Ain't no one just gonna let their PS5 get dust and all that. While the message is a good cause, they are trying to fight for physical dis and all that. I'm afraid this is like asking a vegan, try to stay vegan for the rest of their lives. Staying vegan is a extraordinarily hard thing to do. Meat is chef's kiss. Meat is in everything. Almost everything you eat these days has some kind of meat in it. And being a vegan is pretty costly too. There's some pretty expensive stuff there for the cause. I love animals, but even I cannot deny I also love eating them. They taste pretty good. Mostly the legal ones, like cows and all, not like dogs. That's a little bit, I always hated that, but yeah, there's no way you can expect people to be all like, but we gotta fight for the cause, man. We gotta fight for the physical dis. I've seen that most people don't even care. That they always just say the excuse of, well, Steam is mostly all digital and all that. And while, yes, it is mostly all digital, they have the sales to back it up. They have like a, well, here is one thing, but we also offer another thing. It's like a double-edged sword. It's a good thing and a bad thing. All your games will be digital. That's just the way they've been doing it. But you will get some pretty sick ass deals on Steam. PlayStation offers none of that. You see games that are like 10 years old, 8 years old, and they're still like full price. They're still like $70. And I'm all like, ain't no one in Malarkey is ever gonna buy that. And even their sales, like they always have these sales going on, like the anniversary summer festival sale, some random sales they make up. But yeah, compared to Steam and Sony sales and all that, there's just no way people are, have any incentive not to go to the digital PlayStation store and buy stuff. Again, I hate that everything Sony is doing will they'll probably get away with it. People are still going to buy GTA 6. Like, you think this boycott is going to keep going on until November and they're going to be all like, stay strong, soldiers. We have to stay strong. Well, everybody's already dead or they already left with GTA 6. No, that game has a ton of pre-orders and there's no way to stop it. I'm not saying, give up the fight and let the corporate win. I'm the super shell for the corporate. No, again, I still hate what Sony's doing, but there's just no realistic way you can tell somebody to stop playing. In the end of the day, people will keep playing. A day or two is fine. People can be busy, but to ask them to just play indefinitely, like, are any of the people that are hosting this actually doing this? Or are they just going to PC or Xbox just to pass the time or something? They're not actually PlayStation players. So, to any PlayStation players, are you actually doing this? Are you actually going to hold the line, hold down this fort in the making, and be all like, well, I hate Sony, I hate GTA, I hate everything they're doing. I'm going to jump ship and go to the next console or PC. I'm not going to lie, Sony has given us many incentives to go to PC or heck, even Xbox if you can find a game there. PC just has so many advantages right now. I used to again be a Sony shell. I'd be all like, never in my wildest dreams would I go to the PC master race, but here I am, PC gaming in the master race, and I can see why. Those sales on Steam are just so good, and the fact that you can emulate and all that as well. You can be the pirate, king of the pirates, and all that, looking for the One Piece any game you want. There's just too much incentive to play on PC compared to Sony, and I get why people would host this boycott. They can just move to another thing. But to the people that only have like one PlayStation 5, they worked for it, they play it after work or something. What are they supposed to do? Just do nothing and be bored? We play gaming so we can avoid the struggles of life and all that. We don't want to remind ourselves that our manager always aims at us because, I don't know, we exist and they need some good metrics for the boss. But yeah, I think it is somewhat foolish to expect people to follow this. Again, it is a good cause and I understand why they are doing this, but I don't see this going indefinitely well. If there was like a tally chart, raise your hand how many people are doing this. I'm not sure there'd be a lot of people. Still a pretty good thing, still a pretty good movement. You know how like Ezio was fighting against the whole Templars, and even he couldn't realize that he could beat them all by the time he's an old man. That's kind of how this feels. But yeah, good cause, just it's just very unrealistic. But I think that's about it. Take care.